Okay, guys, this is episode 2 of our podcast. We are doing the humanistic perspective. The humanistic perspective was pretty much started as a break from tradition with the first two major branches of psychology. The first being Sigmund Freud's psychoanalytical theory, and the second one is B.F. Skinner's behavioralism. The big thing was there was a lot of pessimism between the behavioralism and the psychoanalysis with Sigmund Freud and Skinner, and the humanistic theory is based off of the philosophy that humans are inherently good. They're with a lot of the things that go on within psychoanalysis, it's a whole lot of rape and hidden tendencies to want to murder or whatever, and behavioralism has its own problems. Um, the uh, the thing about the thing about psychology is it can't be all negative. We can't. I mean, people believe that it can't just be doom and gloom all the time. So that's where the the humanistic perspective just was born from that concept that things can't be that way, that there has to be some good in humans. And that's what Carl Rogers wanted to figure out. Um, uh, there are many different approaches that the psychologists or humanistic psychologists use. One of the most famous is Abraham Maslow. He created the hierarchy of needs, and this is pretty much a um, it's a pyramid graph that is the essential things that you need to be happy as a human. It pretty much covers every basic requirement and even elaborates into the upper levels of your personality. So it's trying to illustrate that it's trying to illustrate, I guess, the importance of things. So of course you're gonna have to have food, water, um, exercise to be healthy, and that's the first level. And then you're gonna have to have safety. So your body's gonna have to be safe, or your family's gonna have to be safe, and you're not gonna be able to be stressing every single day that you're going to be put out on the street. So you gotta have security. You have to have mental security. And the next level is love or belongingness. So you gotta have friends, you have to have family, you have to have sexual partners, or at least a asexual partner to feel love, to feel like you have intimate ties to someone. And the next one's esteem, which I think is even more complex. That's why it's higher up, because it's not so cut and dry as having friends or having your home. I mean, once you get to the concept of self-esteem or your confidence or respect between you and your peers, you and yourself, you and other things, it's hard for things like this to develop. These things take years and years to be molded and are eventually created through experience, through influences by you, from nature, from your parents, from your friends, just everything. And then the final level is self-actualization, and this is the most complex of all of them. This is where your philosophy, your ideology that you develop as you grow up is placed. It's your This is the almost like Buddha's nirvana. This is where you achieve your higher order of thinking. You no longer are worrying about something small and petty. This is where you're more interested in being creative, you're more interested in making right moral decisions, you're more interested in solving problems, you're more interested in finding the facts. This is where you become, I guess you could say, a good human. And that's pretty much what the entirety of humanistic theory is about. It's about making humans better. That pretty much covers Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There are other parts of, or other approaches used for self-actualization, or not self-actualization, but the humanistic theory. There's client-centered therapy. Client-centered therapy is pretty much the basis for the majority of humanistic theory, because client-centered therapy is you focusing on you. It's taking away from you worrying about that girl that you dated. This is more focusing on how you can better yourself, not how we can find what bad happened in the past. This is about you helping yourself. This isn't about you going to the doctor and getting meds, because these meds are just going to take away the hurt. This is about you taking away the hurt, I guess would be the best way to describe it. And I think that's a good approach to psychology in itself, because you can't just give somebody some pills every time they feel down. You have to figure out why they're feeling down and have them overcome this problem. And I think that's important. Well, that pretty much covers the humanistic perspective, and that's going to be the end of our second episode.